The first death scene in this movie is that of Mr. Kim. Weo-suk accompanied by Kim were in pursuit of the recruiter, but their chase came to an abrupt end. Unbeknownst to them, the recruiter was well aware he was being followed, and on short notice he double-crossed them and took them into captivity. The recruiter didn't kill them outrightly, rather he imposed a must-play game on them. The game was the deciding factor on who gets killed and who doesn't. Kim couldn't bear the thought of choosing between him and his longtime friend, so he decided not to play the game anymore, and that was when the recruiter shot him in cold blood. Not long after, Song arrived at his apartment and found the recruiter there. The recruiter didn't kill Song outrightly because he was the victor of the previous game, so he felt the decent thing to do would be to play a game to decide their fate. The game they eventually played was Russian roulette, whereby only one bullet is put into a gun, then they'll take turns shooting themselves till one of them gets unlucky. Things didn't go as planned for the recruiter as he ended up being on the losing side, and that was how he lost his life. Song afterwards recruited a team of elite fighters to help him fight against the front man and end the game once and for all. He willingly gave up himself to be captured, with the hope that his team would be able to track him down with tracker he implanted in his tooth. But unfortunately for him, the tracker was removed before he got inside the Squid facility, and he imminently got trapped inside the game. Moving on, it was time for the first game in the sequence to be played. Just like Season 1, the game was that of red light, green light. Song tried his best to keep everybody at bay, by telling them that this is no ordinary game as they think, rather anyone who loses dies on the spot. The people as usual paid no attention to him, and in the process many of them lost their lives. As they evidently saw he wasn't bluffing, they all got into a formation as he advised, and many of them were able to scale through the first game. The players who lost their lives were imminently burned to ashes, while the ones who were slightly alive, their organs were harvested for sale, through organ trafficking. On spur of moment, it was already time for the second game. Unlike what Song told them about the game being about triangles, it was different this time. According to the rules of the game, they were arranged into groups of 4. Each group were to play a sequence of 4 games with a set timer of 5 minutes. Any team who doesn't make it before the countdown gets brutally eliminated. The game went on and on for a period of time, and in the process many teams got eliminated, which led to the loss of various players' lives. Song and his crew were fortunate to be among the surviving players, as they excelled perfectly in their games. No-Yul, who happened to be one of the soldiers, was against her fellow comrades using almost dead players for organ harvesting, so she made sure to double-check and kill anyone who was still slightly alive. The third game was rather excruciating as it brought out the true colors of the players. The players were to form a team immediately the music stops, after which the team runs inside any room closer to them. Any team or player who doesn't make it to the room on time gets ferociously eliminated. Due to the intensity of the third game, many players got bizarrely obliterated, while only 100 of them made it back alive. After the third game, a vote was taken to decide whether the game would continue or stop, but due to their unwavering greed, the majority voted for the game to continue. Song's team on the island who were trying to find his whereabouts were bobby-trapped, and in the process, some of them lost their lives. The players who voted to stay clashed with those who chose to leave in the bathroom. It was a nasty face-off. But in the process of the rigorous battle, Thanos was stabbed to death, but he wasn't the only one to lose his life as there were many other casualties. As the surviving players went back into the facility, it was unearthed that the fatalities of the people who wanted to leave were more than the ones who chose to stay, so the players who chose to stay planned to attack the others in the night. Song and the other players had a different plan of their own. Night eventually approached, and the blue team started their onslaught on the red team. It was such a brutal battle, but Song and some other players hid carefully, in bid to execute their master plan. Instantaneously, the masked guards came in the facility to separate the fight, and it was then Song and his comrades carried out their plan. They hijacked the guns the guards were holding, and with it they were able to massacre all the guards on site exempting one. The guard whom they spared his life, led Song and some other armed players to the control room. Before they could get there, they were faced with some other masked guards and it was a massive shootout. In conclusion, Song was close to being successful, but that was when In-ho revealed his true self to them. In-ho happened to be the front man, but he has been in pretense as one of them all this while. After revealing his true identity, he shot Song's best friend in cold blood, and that was how the movie ended. Thanks for watching. If you love this recap, please like, subscribe and comment. Thank you.